Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990s Represent. We're starting our second cycle of 1998. We're doing that with an album. In this episode, we're talking about Stunt by the Barenaked Ladies. Pretty good overall album. I actually own the album here on CD. I want to say I found this at a thrift store a couple years ago. Actually picked it up and then hadn't listened to it on CD until recently. Like I heard the album back, like when it came out or close to when it came out, and hadn't listened to it for a very long time. Again, like I said, I picked this up a couple years ago at a thrift store, and then just recently replayed it. Had a good time listening to it. It's a pretty good album. We'll set that down for now. But pretty good album overall. I have some notes here about it. Then we'll get into like the track list and all that kind of stuff here. So we just grab this notebook. Just flip. There we go. So we have Stunt by the Barenaked Ladies. First released July 7th, 1998. This is their fourth studio album. I think the one prior to this was like Born on a Pirate Ship. Let me actually just bring that up here. Bring up their discography. I should have had this already loaded up. But yeah, let's check their discography here. Studio albums. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Born on a Pirate Ship was the previous album that came out in 1996. So let's get back to our notes. So again, this is their their fourth studio album. I first heard of the Barenaked Ladies like the year before this, with even though Born on a Pirate Ship came out in 1996, I think around like sometime in 1997 is when they, at the very least up here on, I think the station was KSMT. I remember hearing Old Apartment, really good track by them. Kind of was like the first song I ever heard by them, and that definitely got a lot of radio play. I think that was the song that they kind of broke into more like mainstream music, or not necessarily mainstream, but started getting like radio play and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people, the first song they probably heard from the Barenaked Ladies, at least on radio, was Old Apartment. So I remember hearing that in 1997. Stunt is their most successful album. Actually, don't know why I put the notebook down. Their most successful album, sold so far, like went quadruple platinum, so 4 million copies. Also got to number 3 on the U.S. Billboard Top 200, so that's pretty good. Probably the biggest song to come out of this album is 1 Week. It has a really cool music video, and it's, I remember, I think 1 Week actually showed up on one of the Karaoke Revolution games. I think it may have been either Volume 1 or Volume 2. But that was one where it was a particularly difficult song to sing, just with how kind of fast the song is. I think one other version of that game had It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM, and that was also another one just because Michael Stipe's singing is so quick in certain parts of that song. But 1 Week is just a huge hit. I don't think it's my favorite song on the album. I think that one kind of got to the point where it was probably overplayed at some point, because I remember hearing it just a lot. I remember seeing like the music video on MTV quite often back in 1998, and then it became, I think it became parodied. I forget who. Don't know if there was like a parody of it or something at some point. Maybe I'm thinking about something else, but just it became this huge monster hit that, like I said, I think it kind of got overplayed a little, but very good track overall. This has, I think this was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles off this. Let me just bring up the track list here. I can check. There we go for Stunt. Yeah, so the singles off of Stunt were 1 Week, which was released as a single on September 15th, 1998. I remember first seeing the music video, like I want to say maybe sometime in August of that year. I could be mistaken on the time, but I think it was definitely summer, because it was like right before I went back for my senior year of high school that music video dropped. So I think it was like kind of like late summer maybe. Like sometime in August, I think, because school up here usually starts around like toward like the like third week of August usually. So I think it may have been like the like maybe early August to mid August. But 1 week release as a single September 15th, 1998. Second single is "It's All Been Done," which was released in December 16th of 1998. "Call and Answer," their third single, released in 1999, July 13th. "Alcohol" being the fourth single, just says 1999. And then "Told You So" is released as a single, I think only as a cassette single, in 1999. So 5 singles off this album. 1 week, "It's All Been Done," "Call and Answer," "Alcohol," and "Told You So." The album has kind of some interesting ratings here, according to some professional reviews. AllMusic gave it a 4 out of 5. Encyclopedia of Popular Music has it a 4 out of 5 as well. LA Times has it at, looks like a 2.5 out of 4. NME, kind of the outlier here, has it at a 1 out of 10. So pretty bad there, 1 out of 10. I think if you kind of just base it off of maybe they were just really tired of hearing 1 week, I don't know. But Pace has it at a 7.4 out of 10. Rolling Stone, it looks like a 2.5 out of 5. They didn't seem to love it. But the album guide, Rolling Stone album guide, has a higher rating. Sometimes on some of these older albums, you see like a publication gave it 1 score, and then like, well, usually it's Rolling Stone and the Rolling Stone album guide, and the album guide usually has a higher score, and the higher score here looks like it's a 3.5 out of 5. So I think like a publication, Rolling Stone, 2.5 stars, and 3.5 from the album guide. And then Sputnik Music has it at a 5 out of 5. So kind of average. Some of them, like the average would probably be like maybe around like a 7 or 8 if you like factor out the 1 out of 10 from NME. Don't know exactly why they gave it such a low score there. But we're going to look at the track list now. Track list, 13 tracks here, 51 minutes and 17 seconds. I'm just going to go off. Track 1 is 1 week. Again, just a huge hit for them. It's probably, I would venture to say, probably their most well-known song. Like I said, it's not my favorite from them, but I think it's probably one of their most well-known. Track 2 is "It's All Been Done." That's probably my favorite track on the album. So like 1 week was this huge hit, but I think "It's All Been Done" is just overall a better song. Like 1 week is really catchy, but I actually really like the kind of the lyrics and production on "It's All Been Done." Track 3 is "Light Up My Room." Track 4 is "I'll Be That Girl." Track 5 is "Leave." Track 6 is "Alcohol." Track 7 is "Call and Answer." Track 8 is "In the Car." Track 9 is "Never Enough." Track 10 is "Who Needs Sleep." Track 10. Track 11 is "Told You So." Track 12 is "Some Fantastic," and track 13 is "When You Dream." There was a limited edition that came out a little bit after that has a couple extra tracks, which are track 14 and track 15, which are "She's on Time" and track 15, "Long Way Back Home." So that one comes in at closer to being an hour, so it looks like another 8 minutes of tracks there. And then the 20th edition, 20th anniversary, so from 2018, there was one extra track, which is "Get in Line," from the from the King of the Hill soundtrack, and that brings the total length of the album up to 1 hour and 2 minutes. So overall, a very good album. Because I had to be careful with the CD, the jewel here, because it's actually, you see, it just came off there. But I got the liner notes. Let me actually just take a quick look at these if they actually want to come out of the case here. Just flip this around. So yeah, you just got some basic kind of, there's the album art there with the liner notes. You got lyrics as well, which is cool. I always like when bands include lyrics to their songs. Sorry, excuse me. Not all bands do. I remember reading, I think it was maybe in a Rolling Stone from like the mid 95, 96. I think it was like the band the Toadies that did Possum Kingdom. Basically said they don't include liner notes in their music. I forget what the reasoning was, but I think there was some artistic reason as to why they didn't do it. But I always appreciate what bands do. So got the liner notes here. Got to put this CD back together though, because it's, at some point I should probably just get a different jewel case for this album, because when I bought it, it was already kind of beat up. I guess I got it at a thrift store, but overall a very good album. Um, excuse me. Again, definitely their most successful album, just primarily probably for the huge hit that 1 week was. But it's all been done again. Probably my favorite track on the album overall. It's a fun. It's kind of a very fun album. Barenaked Ladies has this weird place where they sometimes occupy like um, kind of serious, not maybe not super serious, but like just good kind of like I would probably put it under alternative. I wonder what it's actually classed as alternative rock and pop rock. Yeah, so it kind of fits in that category of alternative or pop rock. But also they have this kind of tendency to do kind of more jokey songs, kind of like in the style of maybe like They Might Be Giants or something like that. It kind of is like they're definitely not fully in where Might Be Giants are, but they kind of drift into that kind of style of music like periodically, like they did the Big Bang Theory, like title track and all that kind of stuff. And even songs like not off this album, but there's like Pinch Me. I think it's Pinch Me because it's like I just made you say it's like I'm under there, and you're like underwear. It's like I just made you say underwear or whatever the song was. And there was one song where like if I had $1 million, I don't think that's not on this album, but it's like we wouldn't have to buy craft dinner. It's like we would buy craft dinner. We would just buy more of it. So they definitely have some more songs that are serious. Like I think like Old Apartment is somewhat serious. It's All Been Done somewhat serious, but 1 week is I think like more in that joking kind of style. So they kind of have like an interesting kind of like niche, like kind of like I don't know what the word for it is, like kind of like dug up for that. Like they definitely have an interesting niche in music. So that is going to do it for this video. We'll be back again in a few days doing a movie. I don't know what that's going to be yet because it's like 1998. When I get to 1998 in this series, I'm definitely having to really kind of like my options are fairly limited because of the whole 1998 series I did last year where we covered pretty much all of, maybe not all of, but like a lot of the huge movies, music, or music, movies, and video games from that year. So when I get to the cycles on 1998 for this series, it's a little bit more challenging, but I have some ideas of what we're going to do for the next couple episodes, and then we'll be back into our second cycle on 1999. Once we finish that, we'll be back to the beginning, going through 1990 again, all the way back through on when we start up our third cycle there. But again, that's going to do it for now, so thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.